Lakers won.
Lakers won the game. Lakers won the game.
We beat the Nets. We'll get into that in a second, but we got to talk about this.
What's this?
How would you feel if I told you, or what's your initial reaction to Lamar Odom is the 25th greatest Laker of all time?
I would say his dream really did come true.
So you're grateful for that?
100%. There's a lot of great players on this list. Look, my favorite is number 1. So that means Kobe's 2. Yeah.
I think Kobe should have been number 1.
No.
Well, what do you mean? Magic said it himself.
He's being humble. You know. But if I think about what Magic did for the Lakers, he's kind of like started.
Showtime and everything.
Right, 1979. Drafted, number 1. Championships. You know what I'm saying? Kobe is right on his him at number 2, but I think if you think about the story, there's the Lakers, right? He's not the player.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I think what he's meant for the organization it's obvious.
So you think they got that right?
Yeah, and then Kobe
being at 2?
And
You think being at 2 was a good call?
Yeah. I haven't looked, but then
well, here, this is
I'm probably thinking what Kareem is 3 and
it goes Magic, Kobe, Kareem, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor.
Jerry West. So many in between Shaq, right? Because you would think
Shaq is 6.
6?
And then crazy, LeBron at 7, which I completely disagree with.
Yeah, maybe some of these fans are probably. I mean, who wrote? Who
this was
who
like
wrote
some
on
LA
this?
Times writers, like I think 5 or 6 of them. Putting and
Well,
one of
how
them.
old are they, and how long have they been watching basketball?
They've been covering it for a while. They're not young.
Obviously, well, they media, so obviously they shouldn't really be hyped by the media, but that's wrong. I don't think he should be 6, 7. I think
7.
he's a great Laker, but I don't think he's number 7.
So where would you put him?
High, I mean, he ranks high on the list.
He was ahead of James Worthy and Powell, like just 2 of a couple.
I don't think he should be ahead of James Worthy. James Worthy was running with Magic Johnson. And again, it's the Lakers. So I think it's got to be based upon, I guess, your impact
Championships
on the Lakers. You know what I mean? Powell's impact on the Lakers was obvious.
I think it's interesting though because Powell was 12? Yeah, Powell was 12, and then Bynum was 34. It's interesting because they were like
The Twin Towers?
Yeah, they were both, like.
And they played them right alongside of each other?
Mm-hmm.
I still think out of 75 players, that's still high from Andrew Bynum.
Really? But you think Powell was good at 12?
Yeah.
You think Powell was that much more significant to the team than Bynum?
Yeah.
Interesting.
100%.
Well, how do you feel about? I mean, I know you said you're grateful for number 25. Do you think that's accurate? They can be real. Like, do you wish you were higher? Do you think you actually were?
I mean, I'm like I said,
We have Happy Hairston again over you.
Who?
Happy Hairston,
Who is that?
a 6'7" forward for the 1971-72 Lakers. They won 33 in a row and claimed LA's first title.
Oh, you see, there you go. Won that first title.
Average 15 and 12, solid. Jim
I
Pollard.
don't know how you play the game. You know what I mean? So it's hard to compare yourself to players you don't know
Right.
anything about them.
Right. Let's talk about AD. They put him at 18, which is, and we were saying, I think it could be a little bit of recency bias because 18.
It is recency bias. Obviously, it is and he won a championship.
Won.
So obviously, but he won one. You got great players that haven't won any. You know what I mean? And that list goes on and on.
I mean, anytime you make lists like these, obviously you're gonna have people that disagree. But like, AD at 18, LeBron at 7. Given all the history, it's not like the fucking Pistons or something like that. This is
well,
like
that
the
let
Lakers.
you know. That let you know that that is recency bias. So I wish you guys wouldn't be recency bias and think with some goddamn sense, some basketball sense.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have a high basketball IQ. And I would even think people that in the media that have been watching basketball games for years probably don't really understand the ins and outs of it.
Because they never played.
Well, you don't have to play it to understand it.
Well, they've always been on the outside, though. They're media.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why guys like J.J. Redick, Draymond Green, Matt Barnes are thriving in the media. It's like the new media because they've actually been in the game, and they
know what they're talking about a little bit.
Because they've been inside. Mm-hmm. Other receiving votes that didn't make the list. We can start from the bottom. One vote. And I wish they would say who voted for him. Ronnie Turioff.
That's my guy. But Ronnie had energy that he wasn't playing. Like if he wasn't getting a lot of time in the game, you could still feel his energy from the bench. I know I did.
I understand that, but
you know what I mean.
Top 75.
So I can understand. I mean, it was a vote.
Yeah, and
at the end of the day, like who cares really?
Number 61, the greatest player of all time, Alex Caruso, made the top 75.
I'm surprised to see. All due respect to Alex Caruso. I respect him, but
that's crazy.
Top 75 Laker.
61.
How long did he play for the Lakers? 4 years? 3 years?
I think 4. Fan favorite. Won a chip.
That's what it is. I guess obviously if the fans call your name and you win a chip, you make the list. And
then Ariza got in there at 74.
Trevor Ariza, my guy.
Good boy.
We'll bust his ass in 2K. I mean, not 2K. FIFA when I see him. He a FIFA freak.
I thought you played 2K all day, bro. I didn't know you played FIFA too.
Bro. Video game I play it.
When are the Believe offices going to get an Xbox for us?
Yeah, come on, bro. Sitting dry over here, bro. Got dry thumbs over here.
Next time I'll just bring my own Xbox and we can play. Something that was funny on Twitter. Nick Young said that he was snubbed. Quote, "The hate is real. Why y'all hate me? Why y'all hate me but love me?" Nick Young on the top 75 greatest Laker players of all time. How do you feel about that?
He got knocked out. Chill, Nick.
Who did he fight against?
I don't know. Right? But that's not part of the that's not part of the program. Like it should never add up to that.
Laker fans love Swaggy P, but top 75, no championship. I don't know. I don't know about that.
He was getting 16 off the bench.
It was irrelevant.
A worthless 16.
They were irrelevant years. He added some fun, post-game interviews, shit like that. But
he married a superstar,
Iggy, right?
Yeah.
And then shit happened.
The snitch.
And speaking of the snitch, D'Angelo Russell is actually D'Angelo Russell, I think he's on the list, right? Or he was snubbed. He was snubbed. Shout out to the Believe offices for printing all the pages. We'll just use the phone. He was snubbed and he got 45 votes. So he was number 4 that didn't. So he'd probably be like number 79 according to them. What? By the way, what is your take on that? We've never spoke about that.
What?
What do you think about that whole thing with D'Angelo and Nick?
They would have had to fight in the locker room.
That's what everyone. That's what the fans are saying.
You'd have had the green light to smack him in his face, and he couldn't do nothing. Something would have had to happen.
The fans want them to fight in the ring because they saw that Nick Young was fighting. They're like, "Yo, put D'Lo in there." That would get views. But yeah,
something would have had to happen behind that, because I remember going into the locker room, to the Laker locker room, and speaking to Gary Vitti, who was the trainer at that time, he was talking about, man, if this was to happen when you and Kobe was on it, like if y'all was around, this shit would have never going on. What type of snake?
Listen, I've never been in a locker room.
What type of? But
it's a it would be like a space where no one's.
What type of reptilian That go against every
bro
type
code.
of bro code, locker room, whatever you like. He just disrespected all of it.
That's the expectation, though, right? In the locker room, like, stays in there.
Yes, to the point where he could have got, if he wasn't that good, he could have got blackballed from the NBA.
Who got traded first, though? Because something happened right after that. Someone got
seriously. He could have got blackballed from the NBA. We're like, yo, you know what?
We don't fuck with you like that.
Because your problems, your games outweigh your game.
Right.
But his games outweigh his problems because obviously you're not going to do that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's just that good enough for them to look away from him now. But that could have really ruined his career because he's an amazing player.
You're right.
I fuck with him on the court. He's lefty. Strong lefty.
You saw what he did in Brooklyn, too. He, like, brought them back.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about your beanie. Because when you walked in, you were like, yo, Lakers need this.
They got to go to war, bro. It's 3-10. We're 3-10. We need to start up a T-shirt line because the fans gonna have to adapt to that mindset too, to change the ambiance in the arena.
This is not good right now. You've been to a bunch of games. I go to every game.
To let people know, like, now when you come in here, you gonna have you coming in for a fucking fight. We don't care who on the court for us or who on the court for you.
How do you think that starts, though? Because you played in a Laker era where everyone was going nuts at every point of every game. Because first of all, we were great. We were really good, so that makes sense. But, like, when you walk into the arena, first of all, the arena's not even full till, like, the end of the first.
It starts in the locker room.
Guys like Pat Bev, I've noticed. He'll try to get the crowd involved.
By Jeannie letting us put the T-shirts on every fucking seat in the arena. Getting the crowd hyped. No more just standing there waiting for the first quarter or waiting to be blown out or get blown out.
Usually they get loud when it gets close, like towards the end of the game. Like,
see what I'm saying?
I was at the Nets game and they won, obviously, but they were playing really well, but no one cared.
Changing that type of culture. Because right now it's too, you can't be cute.
Well, we're 3-10. It's ugly as fuck.
You're behind.
So you're saying it starts in the locker room?
Mm-hmm.
Players
to start the culture, to start a change.
Yes, in the game specifically.
Culture
at the games. Yeah.
Before the team even goes out, starts in the locker room. The mindset of the players have to be like, yo, you know what? We gripping up, murder, kill, homicide, and we got to leave the arena alive. And it got to start now. Like every game. It can't be like,
we're 13 games
we're going to wait 4 games or, you can't wait till you 5-20.
We're 13 games in.
For the red light to be going off. And then hopefully the fans are buying into how you guys are really feeling. Because you guys have to show the fans how you feeling.
I think it starts, like, I agree with you. I think it starts with the roster, but there's guys.
Before that. Before whatever you put out there, it's before that. Your mind has to be in a certain place before you even go out there.
We spoke about it in the last podcast. You're like, okay, guys like Zach LaVine, who would, are exciting. Laker fans love that stuff. Because right now, I mean, I agree with you. It's obviously up to the players. Mm-hmm. But you have guys like, I don't know. I know we got younger, but you have guys like, I don't know.
But look at look at the list. Look at the list. Look at the list where the Lakers lie. Where Lakers lie with the standings.
Well, they're like.
I want to show you something, really quick.
The bottom. Houston's only worse than them.
No, okay, but
you're saying home?
Look at the two teams between them.
OKC and Houston.
Those are teams. Those are babies. Like they have a reason to not to be good in the NBA. Where's a grown man's league?
Well, yeah, I agree.
The Lakers, they're grown. They got probably oldest. A roster probably one of the oldest teams in the league.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Last year they were. The average was like 33, 34. This year it's like 28. That's what they told Dwight. They literally told Dwight. He said at the Club Shay podcast. He was like, they didn't want to give me a multi-year deal because I was over 30. He said that. That's what they told him.
They might have lost out because they need beef.
And now that, yeah.
They need experience.
He went overseas now. You saw that, right?
Did he?
I think Taiwan, maybe Taiwan.
They need somebody at least that know how to play. At least guard the rim.
Okay, so speaking of that,
but see, that's GM moves.
And we spoke about that. We know that they got to make a move, and they will. They will.
What, the GM?
It's a matter of time. Yeah. They're gonna make a move. Speaking of that, we are getting not.
But the GM is not a basketball guy. I don't know. Am I speaking out of?
Well, you're saying Rob Pelinka's not a basketball guy.
Like when I say basketball, like raised around basketball.
I mean, he was Kobe Bryant's agent.
Been around basketball all his life.
He was Kobe Bryant's agent.
Knows the game. He didn't become Kobe Bryant's agent until he was 24. You know what I mean? Or 28.
He did play basketball.
Did he?
Yeah, he was in the NBA.
Rob Pelinka is the Michigan. He played on Michigan. He's making some really bad choices.
I agree. And Jeannie spoke about how it's like not her and Rob. It's like a collective amount of people that are making these decisions.
Well, they need to.
Rambis is in there.
They need to upgrade.
Bus is in there.
They need to upgrade their roster. For your LA Lakers, your playoff starts right now.
True.
You need to come.
Our backs are already against the wall.
You need to come with that type of mentality. It's Game 7 right now. We need to be hearing defense.
Everything from tip-off, from the tip.
In the first quarter.
Laker fans, we need you.
And if they don't come out there and play for you, play for you after that, then
we good.
Then you deserve the boo. Then you can boo.
That's what happens. Last year it happened a lot. But you see how like Russ started playing well. Mm-hmm. Every time he checks in, they go crazy for him.
As they should. He's from.
And
LA.
by the way, he is now the favorite in Vegas to win Sixth Man of the Year. How crazy? Well, not crazy because you literally said it, but I think that's interesting. No one would have ever predicted that, and he could really win it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone predicted him to be in this spot. But if you're professional and you're put in the spot, then you might as well be the best in that spot.
And that's what he's doing. We got Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroeder coming back hopefully this Friday for our next game. What do you think they can bring to this team?
Well, hopefully they'll bring one thing, a defensive presence. And they could bring the 2 E's, which is energy and effort.
Both those guys do that.
Yeah. After that, you don't really. I don't care about. I mean, I care about it. But if your ball doesn't go in, then I can still live. You know what I mean? If you give supreme energy and effort, because it's all about disposition. You have to carry yourself with a certain disposition, a winner's disposition.
I think honestly, Dennis can start if he plays well. He'll take that spot from Pat. Because we know, I mean, it's unfortunate. Kendrick Nunn's not doing shit right now.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that, like, in sports, I hate when they say take,
earn,
no, add on. Hopefully, he'll be a great addition.
Well, he's gonna be taking someone's spot.
Hopefully, he'll be adding on to the team. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take him spot. You don't take the spot because the person that spot's taken still has to come out and produce.
You're right.
You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to put him in a position like that. That's what I'm saying. It's all mental. Feel what I'm saying?
The greatest teams that win and the teams that win championships are all locked in like
mentally
that
stable
group.
Yes.
That's what you said about the 2009, 2010 team and also the 2008, 2009. You guys were so like unified.
We meditated with each other.
Yep.
It's like, so we were basically praying with each other.
You're brothers, like literally.
Facts.
Still to this day.
100%. And what connects you as brothers? Winning.
It's a cycle.
Not just hanging out.
And you don't see that from the Lakers right now. I'm saying off the court.
I bet you they don't hang out off the court.
You can tell, huh?
I know they don't. Because in LA, it's hard to anyway. So I'm not going to even blame that on this team being young. You got $1 million. These young black motherfuckers. I got $1 million. I got $60 million. I don't need to even see y'all.
No, I hear you.
I'll check in at 10 in the morning.
But that just means that like that means that this team doesn't want it then. Is that what you're saying?
But it's just it's locker room. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand the culture because they haven't experienced it.
Well, I mean, LeBron and AD are the leaders, and they have experienced it. We'll see. Next game's on Friday versus the Pistons.
You going?
Winnable game.
I'll be there.
No, I don't go. It's Shabbat, but I'll be there on Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday, right?
Saturday. Or Friday night. Yup. Quick hitters, and we'll finish it off. Why did you wear number 7?
It's God's number. And my grandmother used to go to Atlantic City. She's not playing blackjack or whatever, but she used to always play the slots.
Okay.
So, in slots, if you hit 777, you win. So I was like,
you were always number 7?
Always. In the NBA?
I'm saying college.
No, college I was number 5. Play all 5 positions, and they call me the package. Well, they call me the package because play all 5 positions and other reasons too. But we're not gonna get into that. And in high school, I wore 35.
What have you done to mentally heal yourself after going what you went through?
Well, I had to forgive myself, and I had to, forgive to the people that put me in that situation. And put God in my life first.
Were you always did you always have a connection to God, or was it more so after?
No, I've always had a connection to God.
That's how you were raised?
Yeah. And I've seen things when I was really young that only put like a stamp, on my faith, and my people who brought God into my life kind of just stamped it. So I would say life experience too.
I'm on the same page. Yeah. I was raised like that with spirituality.
Yeah.
And for me it was like life got really, it was great. Mm-hmm. And family was good, business was good. I know I'm young, but I'm just saying, like, it felt I was in a great spot, and I was like, there's got to be more. Mm-hmm. More to life. And that's when I tap into spirituality. And
no, there is more to life. I think it's to live in heaven one day, or to be as close as God as you can get to positive. It's possible, right?
Yeah.
So
I believe in that. But yeah, I just think I'm a happier person with spirituality, because you'll get so distracted and you'll get so down. Like about little things like the Lakers, you would think like fans are ready to kill themselves over the Lakers, and they'll literally be depressed because of the Lakers, and you gotta like step back and be like, "Yo,
no, it's more than life.
It's bigger." But that's another episode of the LADE Show. We gotta get this win on Friday, get 2 in a row, start building.
What's Detroit's record?
I don't know, but they're garbage.
But you know what though? But see, and that's where
they're dead last, 3-12.
But that's where like building up the disposition starts. Take the trash out, young man.
3-12.
If you don't take the trash out,
take care of what you got to take care of.
The house is gonna start to stink.